So, Doc, today, like Mary puts it, we want to understand the power of personal branding and obviously why is it important to be well branded out there?
Okay. Yes, so personal branding is creating a personal identity. We are all known for one thing or the other. However, I should mention that there are two sides of the coin. There is personal branding, there's a reputation. A reputation, what people know about you, the story people say about you. Personal branding, the story you say about yourself.
Okay.
Yes. So what you say about yourself, that is personal branding, and it creates a perception about you from the other side. What people think about you, that is your reputation. So that's about personal branding, and it's very key because it influences everything about how the world relates with you, how the world treats you.
Which one is important? Perception or reputation or the brand?
So the relationship they play is that one affects the other. Okay, the reputation that you're going to have comes about because of the brand you're building. So reputation is more of a response to the brand that you're building. And that is why personal branding is active. It is not passive. You must decide, especially, you see, we are now living in a world that is perception driven.
Yes.
It is perception driven. And most people don't realize the power of perception. You are treated how people perceive you. Okay. If people perceive you as a trustworthy person, it determines what opportunities come your way. If people perceive you as a dishonest person, it determines what comes your way. So every person must be very deliberate about the brand that they are building. Especially in a competitive world now. For example, if we talk about employment, unemployment is high across the whole world. Here in Africa, on average, on an annual basis, we are generating over 19 million graduates. But the African economy is only creating 3.1 million jobs. That tells you that you have in excess of 15 million people every year that are coming on the job market that are graduates and have got no jobs. Now, if a job vacancy appears, how do you become the person who gets the job? It goes to your brand that you have built and the reputation that you have. If you go in the business space, business is very competitive. I think you're going to realize something that is happening now, even in the banking space. Banks are no longer just talking about themselves. They're talking about who is heading their banks. So you're going to realize that banks are pushing the personal brands of their CEOs. Why? People always want to associate to the people behind the product or the service. It is no longer just about being a good bank. It's about being a bank that we feel connected to by the persons that are behind it. So you're going to realize that banks are investing in the personal brands of the CEOs that are heading those banks. And you're going to realize that there are some banks now that have very strong CEOs that have strong brands, and everybody is moving to there because they want to associate with this person. The banks whom we don't know who is heading them, we rarely want to associate with them. So personal brand actually is something that is positive, whether it is in terms of your professional growth or your business growth.
Why is it important to identify your weaknesses and strengths as you build your brand?
It is because your brand can sabotage your opportunities. Yes, your brand can sabotage your opportunities. I should mention that there are people that are highly educated that are struggling with opportunities, including employment, just because of the brand they have built. And there are people that are less gifted that are growing very fast, whether it is in business or it is in, the corporate ladder, just because of their brand. So how do you do? The first thing is identify.
You see some people and you're like,
yes.
This person is not even as good as I am.
Exactly.
How are they getting there?
Exactly.
Who do they know?
Yes, and sometimes we think it's connections, and yet there are no connections. It's just the brand that they have actually built. So I'm sure you have had that thing where you feel, well, this guy might be 20% as gifted as I am, or 30%, but how come he is growing? He is deliberate about the brand. The brand is coming out as a very organized person, as an intelligent person, as a networked person, and all this creates favor for this person. How do you identify your weaknesses and strength when it comes to branding? The first thing you need to do is to do a personal brand audit. And how simply that you can
brand
do.
audit.
Yes. How you can simply do that is branding is both online and offline. And now in a digital, we are in our fourth industrial revolution, which is a digital revolution. It is more about the digital space. So the first thing you can do is just go and type your name on Google or Facebook and search. See what comes
I'll
out.
type his name very
Okay.
shortly after the show.
You'll be shocked, eh?
You-
I hope you had no court cases
you know,
Likulu.
where you own somebody.
Likulu.
so you do your audit. What is it that comes out? Is it negative? Is it positive? But remember, your personal brand, what will come out begins with what you have channeled out.
Okay.
And I tell people, there are people who can't even post just a good picture of themselves on social media. So when people Google you, the
There's even
pictures
no
that come out look
picture.
like X-rays. It becomes complicated on how
It's
people
true.
should take you very
Exactly,
seriously. So
exactly.
put out content on your social media platforms. Facebook, you go to LinkedIn, put content that begins to brand you as the person you want to be seen as. If you want to be seen as an expert, put out expert content. If you want to be seen, and this is why I discourage especially young people, and they need to be very careful. Sometimes young people are carried away by people that have already built strong brands, who even if they go joking around on social media, people still know that this is a strong brand that is making jokes.
Yes.
For you who doesn't have a brand, when you begin to post content of memes, people dancing and all that, nobody takes you serious. So these are things that young people can do. You can always do a SWOT analysis of yourself. You look at what are my strengths. It might be your qualifications because you have a solid education. Then push that into the visibility space. It might be the connections, brand association. Look for brands that are also strong. You know, if you get a picture with somebody that is notable and of high repute, who might be, for example, maybe a minister, a PS, and what, you post that. You don't have to say anything. But psychologically, what happens is to the audience that is consuming the content you are putting out, they begin to associate your brand with that important person. That's why you need to be careful. People sit and get a picture with somebody who looks half drunk. What the people will associate, whether you are sober or drunk, is that you were drinking with the person. That is brand association. Brand association is one of the ways you can also grow your brand.
Before we let you go, talk to me about these books.
Okay. So these books,
Be
this is
exceptional
and speak better than me.
Speak better than me.
Yes.
Okay.
So about the books, I should mention actually that one of the ways in which you can brand yourself as an expert is by producing content, video content or books as like this. Be Exceptional is a book that actually challenges every person to stand out. I truly believe that we are all gifted differently, and we should be able to tap into our uniqueness and bring out that. That means our talents, our skills, and our qualifications and everything about ourselves. So that book challenges you to bring out your potential. Speak Better Than Me is a book on public speaking. I should mention that this is a time that every person needs to learn how to talk. Public speaking is gold. You speak well, you can speak yourself into where you want to be.
Into a new job.
So that is a book that is challenging people to harness the skill of public speaking.
Where can we find these books?
So we publish these books. One of the companies we run that I head is DNK Brand and Publishers. So we have published these. So we have a store where we keep them. However, these can be found on Amazon. So if you go on Amazon, you can get a soft copy. And if you want a hard copy, we have them distributed through Bookworld. So you can get a copy from there.
All right.
Please.
Dr. Daniel Kabani, sounds really
Thank you
nice.
so-
to see
yeah.
you. Thank you so
Thank you so much
for
for your
joining
time
us.
today.
No, thank you so much. I appreciate, and you have a lovely day.
All right, you
Please.
too.
Thank you. Sure.
This is Morning Live. There's plenty to look at. Stay with us, Doc. Stay with us, Doc. What do you want? Pick a fruit.
I love this one. You said
Ah,
I used to eat this when I was a kid
Bagiti,
with
these
salt.
ones. We'll just give you one. Because very serious.
They are vested interests.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, by the end of the
Please.
show, this tray will be empty. We're giving out fruits today.
You are doing a great
We
job.
want people to live long.
Blessed is the hand that giveth.
Then that take it.
Yeah.
So you are more
For it
blessed
shall
you
not
have
lack.
given.
We shall not lack.
So it means you are blessed, you have given me.
Yes.
What of me was received?
This is very natural. It's non-GMO. It's very organic.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's
Thank
talk
you.
about crop diversification.
Yeah.
We want you to start
Enjoy
eating such
that.
things.
Let's quickly take a breather. We shall be back shortly. We still have an interview with Professor Lloyd Mulenga. Will be coming through in studio, as well as the Mines Minister. Stay with us.